Okay.
Okay, here we are.
Let us begin.
Another Nerdmotron movie commentary with the movie picked this time by
Me, the
special guest. So what are we up to today then?
Well, following on from our last film, we had Lost in Space, starring Gary Oldman. And using a 6 degrees of separation style transition to the next film, I've chosen the next film to be Fifth Element, starring Gary Oldman.
He was definitely in that film.
He was in that movie. And we're about to watch it in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we need to sync this up.
Yeah.
Lights, bright.
There's a thing. It's the Columbia lady.
Yes. She's zooming out. And she's
out.
stopped zooming out.
And it's Columbia.
Logo. Sony Pictures.
A Sony Pictures Entertainment Company. Words you just love to read. Always a sign of quality. You know?
Yeah, I'm just realising there's a very long... Columbiana. Okay, yeah. We're there. We're synced up.
If you're not synced up now, you never will be.
Indeed. So, the film Fifth Element. Have you seen it?
You might want to turn it down a bit.
I probably do.
I've seen this. I've seen this many, many times.
I put the remote all the way across the room because I'm an idiot, so I'll retrieve that.
The doy.
Mute.
There we go.
We don't want copyright issues.
Yes. I mean, nobody was really going to hear that anyway, I don't think. But
no.
Anyway.
Showing the cast Ian Holm. What a man.
Little link back to those films that we don't want to talk about ever again, ever.
Well, we'll come to that. But it's Sir Ian Holm Cuthbert, rest in peace. I looked up his full name.
Oh, yeah.
So that's his full name. Sir Ian Holm Cuthbert, who we shall come to.
Very good. So this is space.
The Fifth Element.
What bit of space is this, do you think?
Some sort of asteroid belt?
Is it the Gamma Sector?
I call it Sector 001 because I'm a Star Trek fan. I never actually understood the Star Trek sectors and space sectors and things. Who defines them? Who decides which sector is called which? Why is one numbered from 1 to 0?
It's a bit weird. How do you
It's a bit empire-y.
How do you draw borders in space? It's weird.
With a very three-dimensional line.
Yeah. Some might call
that
shot
there.
Sphere. But anyway. Yeah,
very common shot in cinematography, but it's nice. Well, let's talk about the director, actually. We can already start talking about
Indeed.
Luc Besson himself. Perhaps best known by me, certainly, for Léon, the Professional.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. I really like that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Also well known for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which is not great. I didn't enjoy that. But
it's a lot of things happening, isn't it? Though? You know, there is a lot of stuff in that movie. You can say that much.
It feels like it took a lot of spiritual successory inspiration from the Fifth Element, but it just didn't quite take the right. It was
aiming for that.
But notably, he'd had this story knocking around in his head for years, like since he was like a 16-year-old or something, and didn't get to make the story. So he'd been like working on this whole mythology and stuff for the story.
Interesting.
I found that lots of interesting facts.
It's very in-depth, actually, yeah.
You would not believe quite how many interesting facts there are on IMDb in terms of like 170 odd, or like some ridiculous number. Wow. So I was like going through some, and then some are duplicates and some are trash. So I have some
IMDb trivia.
I have some very interesting or not interesting for you later.
Excellent.
And
everybody's favourite segment of whatever it is this thing is.
A new section that I'd like to call the Spacish Inquisition.
Right, okay, yeah, good. I see what you did there.
Got a little multiple choice quiz for you there.
Good.
I kind of clocked out after a few because I don't think we really enjoy these, do we? Do you?
Well, quizzes. I love a quiz.
Okay, well, we'll go for the quiz anyway. See how we do.
Talking about it, everybody loves a quiz.
Oh, I love all the sort of Stargate feel to these early ones. You can just imagine these guys like going back and digging up a Stargate as part of their mission.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a thing for like not so much ancient aliens type stuff, but like aliens interacting with ancient civilizations and those civilizations depicting them in a certain way. You know what I mean?
Holy shit, I wish I'd thought of all that. I could have put Cowboys and Aliens on our list.
Oh, fuck off.
I love that movie.
Oh, no, I hate it. In fact, no, I don't even hate it. It's just not very interesting. Oh, look, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This was your father's lightsaber. Don't close your eyes when you look at it. It's good mythology.
The Fifth Element?
Oh, did we miss Aziz Light yet?
I mean, he says it a couple of times.
I suppose he does.
We'll catch one of them. You know?
Oh, God.
This guy is an interesting character. That's the thing about this film, I think, is there's lots of just really interesting characters that are in it for like one scene and you just never see them again. Well, like, what is that guy's deal? He's
There's probably a whole deal all written and thought out by Luc Besson, the director, who also wrote it. And it's like I need to get onto other things. I've got too many notes to go through. But we've got...
That's all right. We've got like 2 hours to get through them. It's fine.
The interesting thing, it wasn't just him that wrote it, actually. It was Robert Mark Kerman, who wrote a lot of other things that you'll be familiar with. I had never heard the name.
I recognise the name, sort of.
I think you might recognise some of this. So, he was the writer of The Karate Kid.
Oh, okay.
The Karate Kid Part 2.
Right.
The Karate Kid Part 3.
Okay, the third one, sure.
Then he was the writer of Taken.
Right. Interesting.
Taken 2.
Okay.
And Taken 3.
Right.
And he also did the TV show of The Transporter. No, sorry, the movie of The Transporter.
Okay.
And then he did Transporter 2.
Right, gotcha.
And then he did Transporter 3.
Right.
And then after all that, he consequently influenced the TV series of, I think this is where I was getting mistaken a minute ago, of Karate Kid and Taken and Transporter.
So
a very varied career.
Yeah, nothing if not consistent.
And he also did some little thing called Gladiator. I've not heard of that.
Well, you Gladiator.
No, I'm talking proper Russell Crowe Gladiator. He wrote that.
Oh, right.
So he's one of these people.
I mean,
you say.
I
enjoyed that film.
That's
Christ! Yeah, we're not
ship.
talking about this.
That's a big old ship.
You notice it looks like a big heart, though, and like ventricles coming off. It looks
interesting. I also liked earlier, like as the shot was coming down on Earth, you saw a little shooting star thing go by, a little hint there of the ship entering the atmosphere.
I missed that. Yeah. Aziz Light! Oh, much better, thank you. It's excellent. The comedy in this is just perfectly well timed and toned, I think, as well. They don't take it too far, but obviously it is a stupid, zany environment. It kind of makes sense. It's very wacky and kooky. Like, the director was saying he didn't want any of these things to be all like, more boring, gritty sci-fi. And it's all got to be well lit for the action sequences, because he wants to be more goofy and fun and quirky than just like and drudgery. And it's
all like practical effects and everything, which I'm very much a fan of.
There was quite a bit of CGI as well, though, I think. It had quite a lot for its time.
They were tough to be. Zipping about in space, you can't actually do that, you know?
No. Should we get onto the
That
cast?
guy is really good at drawing quickly. That's impressive.
It is very impressive. These robots always kind of had very...
They're not robots.
Sorry,
they're guys in suits.
They are, yes. They had the same sort of vibe that I liked about the Vogons in The Hitchhiker's Guide. The only thing I liked about the movie was the Vogons.
Yeah.
And they have this sort of... Because it's animatronic, they have kind of a... You forgive it more than if it was just like blobby CGI bouncing around everywhere, like Baymax. Which was good, but for different reasons. It's so good. But like I say, so he wrote all this backstory. There's a whole ode of other shit that we obviously never got to the screen.
Yeah, it's interesting that he never did any more with it in that case, or didn't let anybody else do anything more with it.
I think there was also something that he said it partly was a trilogy that he had to compress into one film, so it might just be that there's lots of other side shit that he couldn't include.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have watched a trilogy.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It would have been the Star Wars of its age.
God, it would have been, actually.
I mean, it looks very Star Wars, doesn't it?
We need to get onto the cast in a minute, because I've got also... but the final note of production, I apologise. The impressively amazing costumes, Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Okay.
He did all the costumes. He was very meticulous on set. Apparently, according to one of these facts that appears everywhere, he once oversaw and checked 500 extras in one moment. But it's a fact that I can't check or anything, which is one of those apocryphal things, I think, that's just very meticulous about his work anyway. I'd need to watch some behind the scenes and stuff.
So do you think it's Mila what's her name? Mila
Well, we'll come to that.
Jovovich. Do you think she's
Her name is
stuck in that thing
Milika
right
Bogdanova Jovovich.
Okay, cool. That's
Technically Ukrainian by birth, calls herself Russian, and then came over to the UK, I think, before she was like when she was like 9 or something like that, and then is a naturalised citizen of the US. Sorry, to the US, not the UK.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that would be odd. Don't shoot them.
So Ukraine-Russia connection, and not in the good way.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe in a good way. Bring people together.
Well, that's.
I was going
nice,
through the. I just need to look through the cast here. We've got Walter Bruce Willis, of course, also known as John McClane.
Oh yes.
Playing Corbin Dallas, the meat popsicle. Die Hard numbers 1 to 15, etc. Pulp Fiction, Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah.
12 Monkeys.
Oh, yeah, I love 12 Monkeys.
Armageddon and many
and
more.
The film's pretty good too. Oh yes. Comedy!
Oh dear. He was in some really good movies though, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
There's millions of great things he was in. And then recently, from declining health, I think he's basically just bashed out like 15 non-roles just to make money.
Yeah,
and like, good for him. I hope he gets a good retirement at this point.
Yeah.
He's definitely entertained us enough.
He's definitely earned it, yeah.
He's earned a retirement, I think.
Good on him.
Yeah. God, yeah, shooting the dudes. This is always such an awkwardly timed scene for me. Like the chances of him actually being able to get out in time are pretty slim. But somehow he's calculated the exact speed he can walk just and sacrifice himself, or it's just in time. I don't know. Is he just not moving quickly, or is this as fast as he can go? And it's luck that we got the key.
I think that's as fast as he can go.
So it's pretty much luck that any of this could have happened because he could have just not had.
Pretty
the key
much, yeah.
Or you could probably prise it open with that hand wedged in there.
Well, maybe. It seemed to be pretty well crushed, though.
Space crushing. Powerful doors. Yeah, so he's just going to found a cult that will last for years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
As you do. You.
I mean, it's impressive that it lasts into like the 23rd century or whatever.
Yeah.
What year is this set in? I'm sure it'll probably tell us.
I don't think I actually saw that.
Oh, there we go. 300 years later.
So, it's like 23 something, I guess.
Yeah.
22 something?
I don't know how time works.
When was...
You're talking
when
about
was
the wrong guy.
Was it like 1914 or something? What time was that? 1919? Something like that?
I can't remember. I'm sure it said, but I wasn't paying attention.
Anyway.
That's very...
In the future,
a
Star Destroyer. Indeed.
It's sort of a cross between a Star Destroyer...
very Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it's even got the 3 engines. It's like a cross between a Star Destroyer and the thing from 2001.
Look at all this. This is very Star Wars.
Yeah, this is really Star Wars.
I'd forgotten how Star Warsy this is.
That's a very Star Wars explosion.
Yeah, it should have gone... Prang. Or maybe it did. We have the sound off. This guy, he's awesome.
Yeah.
We should talk about people. I was going to do it in order of appearance again, but I think it's just easier to go down the list.
It's much easier to do it that way.
We'll get to these chaps because they're all brilliant. He's amazing. Tom Lister Jr. I spelled it wrong. A typo. I remember now. Tom Lister Jr. I'm going to correct my typo.
There we go. Ooh, it's another Obi-Wan Kenobi. That guy just started a cult of Obi-Wans. That's what he did.
Well, I mean, if you were going to start a cult, would you not wear Jedi robes?
Well, obviously. You would, wouldn't you?
You would.
I mean, I would do that without starting a cult.
Fair play. I really want one of those Jedi bathrobes.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh, I love all the synchronized nodding.
Very good.
Oh, he gets precisely 20 seconds in his little speech, yeah.
Oh, they actually timed it.
I like
when they do that in films.
You have 20 seconds.
Right, tell us about this cast then. Come on.
Okay, sorry, yes, apologies. I keep getting drawn into the movie we're not watching. So with Mila Jovovich, as I said, I think it's Milika Bogdanova Jovovich, also known as Alice. Lilu, the Supreme Being. She was in Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever they're, however many they are, as Alice. Some of them are quite good.
The first one's good.
We'll
the second one's alright. And I don't think I watched any of them after that. Honestly, who cares?
She recently avoided being typecast, I've just put here, I think by starring in Monster Hunters. After the Resident Evil films didn't want to be...
They made a Monster Hunter film?
Yes. I've not seen it. I think it was on Netflix or something.
Oh, right, okay. Well, fair enough.
She released an album, Mila Jovovich,
a
musical album in 1994, I think a couple, but one I actually enjoyed it back in the day. I listened to it back in the day. I just one of the fun facts I knew anyway about Mila Jovovich.
There you go.
Who else do we have? Gary Oldman. Yeah, she's been in loads of other stuff as well, sorry, I should say. There's just numerous other things. She'll crop up again in life. She's always popping into things that you at least expect.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty good. She's a pretty good actor.
She's great, yeah. We have again, of course, because of our gimmick, Gary Leonard Oldman. Did you know his middle name was Leonard?
I did not know his middle name was Leonard.
Well, it's Leonard, also known as Dracula, which he also plays... Oh, no, so this is Jean-Baptiste. I was reading this very wrong. I think I need to put my glasses on. Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. So the full name is Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg, the Slimy Headman. I couldn't think of a good nickname for him based on the film. What's his good trait?
He doesn't like being disappointed.
He doesn't like being disappointed.
Sorry,
that guy's beard.
He likes power. It is very well trimmed.
It's so precise.
It's
it looks like it could
precision.
cut you. It looks like it would actually hurt if you touched it. It looks like it's got razor blades in it. Look at it. That looks sharp as hell.
Oh no, they're going to get killed by a planet. Yeah, retreat, you fool.
Yeah, get the hell out of there.
I suppose it's...
Oh, this is the slimy head problem. I never fully understood this aspect of the film. Maybe on this watch I will actually understand why his head has gone all slimy.
I think it's sort of implying that his brains are being oozed out of his skull.
Well, yeah, I got that, but he's just like some sort of psychic alien power that's just giving him...
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then. And we have Mr. Walter Bruce Willis. Walter Bruce Willis, a part of the Juice Walter. I presume his family call him Walter.
Quit smoking.
Cute little cat.
Yep.
I do like the little cigarettes in this.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Opposite way round.
Imagine when those first got released in this world, so many people would be very, very confused and have
smoked them the wrong way.
Yeah. Yikes.
If anything, you just want like a filter with a cigarette the same length as the filter. You wouldn't want to have like that long anyway.
I like that the bed
just
doesn't bother like cleaning the bedclothes or anything. Or maybe it does. Maybe it like cycles them through. But it kind of implies that it just takes the used ones and destroys them. And...
It's really dystopian, this whole concept. It's so horrifying. They don't live in a good world. But it's a little bit Blade Runner-y, a little bit Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
A little bit just, I don't know, earthy 1980s Earth or whatever. Like it's got that kind of like cop show thing about it with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. You need to go shopping, mate. You've made the classic mistake of letting your supplies run dry.
I'm just trying to... Is that like an industrial coffee machine in his house? Or what is that? Is that just...
I think it's like a combination like coffee machine, cooker kind of situation.
Maybe that's a flat toaster slot above it.
Lost in Paradise.
It's Ruby Rod! Next on the guest list, we have Mr. Chris Tucker.
Yes.
Also known as Smokey from Friday. He plays Ruby Rod,
what?
From Smokey. No, Smokey from Friday.
What's that?
It's just a movie that he's
in.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
I have seen it long ago.
That's funny and clever.
It is brilliant, yeah. No, Chris Tucker, he's not been in much, but he's been in a lot of good things. Like, he doesn't seem to picked bad movies from what I've seen, and he's like had a really good career. Like, I have a whole lot of respect for this guy.
Have you seen Rush Hour recently?
I haven't seen the most recent one.
Oh.
But the first
I don't mean the most recent one. I mean any of them.
Oh,
they're not.
Are they not that good?
I mean,
I saw them when they came out. I remember enjoying them at the time. I was going to rewatch them. Like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, they don't really hold up for a lot of reasons.
Well, okay. Well, I was going to talk about that he was in them. I quite enjoyed them at the time, but maybe they're
Well,
trash.
so did I, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the thing.
But, like, nostalgia and that.
Yeah. That's good. And certain things you just don't understand when you're a kid as well. No, actually, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember the last time I watched it, I was like, I'm not really digging this at all. There's a lot of stereotyping going on,
That is
maybe
quite
I'm
abundant.
misremembering, but hey ho.
That often is quite abundant. I feel like this film, not that I can recall, was that problematic in any significant way, but I guess we'll wait and see.
There's another Star Wars similarity because he's got dice hanging from his thing, like Han Solo has.
No, I'm saying the font looks kind of Star Warsy as well. Everything looks a bit.
No, don't you know about Han Solo's famous dice?
Not properly. Oh, they're the ones that Luke
sort
of miraculously didn't actually put in her hand.
Yeah.
Using new force powers that didn't exist. Did he ever have dice hanging in the Millennium Falcon?
It was a thing from like the first movie.
No way.
It's always been there. I mean, I did not know that until I saw The Last Jedi, and then Luke handed Leia the dice, and I was like, "What the hell is that all about?" And then I think they play a bit of a role in the Solo movie.
Oh god, probably. I had to tie
it's
every little fact about that.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing for them to kind of use to tie it all together,
Oh god, I keep looking at the film, but I need to be going through this list here. I apologise again.
It's a beautiful looking film.
It really is.
I'm glad I'm getting to just sit back and mostly just watch it.
It is really. It's just a very nicely shot film. I think is that really nice. Vibrant. Yeah. It's something fun to watch. We need to, trying to get fun movies. We've got Lost in Space. We've got The Fifth Element.
We always do fun movies.
And you'll see where we go next week.
Well, maybe not next week. We don't know. We don't know if it's going to be next week.
Next time. Coming up. What else has Chris Tucker been in? Carter, obviously. Rush Hour 1, 2, 3 is Carter. For Friday. That was the one that I skipped over. He was Smokey in Friday. I skipped over because we always talk about that. But he comes up because he's in things with various other people that were on the list. That was the final thing. Do you remember the Michael Jackson video with him in, where he was a slightly problematically creepy kind of lech over women?
No.
With Michael Jackson, whilst they were wearing crazy 1940s clothes and dancing around saying how you rock my world to strangers and being a bit sleazy?
I can't say I've ever heard.
Because I've had to try and delete that from my mind once I remembered that.
Right, well...
But that was also the other Chris Tucker thing.
That's
the Michael Jackson connection.
Yeah, that's not particularly cool, is it?
No, but these model shots and spaceships and all these things are really cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
The special effects are amazing in this film.
You'd think a ship like that carrying such
this
important
is 97,
cargo...
This is proper Independence Day level of awesomeness, but actually in a good film, not Independence Day.
Yeah, that's another one people have a lot of nostalgia for.
It's not a great movie.
I still enjoy it
in certain ways.
I like this nail.
I was going to say I love the nail thing as well.
But I was saying you would think that spaceship, the big spaceship carrying the big important cargo, would have some sort of escort or defences of its own. Maybe there was a reason for it and we missed it.
Another little visual nod there. The director seemed to place Zorg a lot in front of circles, according to a thing I read, and Corbin Dallas was always in front of rectangles or squares, and a lot of square backgrounds and round backgrounds to show contrast.
Okay.
Square pegs and round holes and all that sort of shit. I'm sure.
Interesting.
Did you know,
I like a
in this
movie.
film they basically don't actually appear together, except for one scene where they walk past each other for a few frames. That's literally it. They're never.
Corbin Dallas.
Yeah, they don't actually
Zorg.
interact. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, interesting.
So it's an interesting balance of
Yeah.
what their stories that link up in significant ways, but they never actually interact. Oh god, yeah. Going to Lilu Supreme Being.
200,000 something groups.
She and the director actually wrote a whole language and could speak to all these eyes and the UV and all the shit in his face. It's so disgusting. I love it. It's so foul. What has he been up to? What has he been up to?
I think that's just human grossness, really, isn't it?
It wasn't as bad on the other guy.
Although I am kind of curious as to why he's got so much bacteria in his eyes. But then, was it bacteria?
Maybe it was it UV.
Who knows?
Maybe it's something to excite the atoms.
Bunch of future stuff, you know?
Causing future energy waves to fluoresce your skin particles.
My god, that's a lot of DNA.
Yeah.
That's too much DNA.
Here's a whole lot of Star Trek-y technobabble with Lobot here.
I mean, it's not that much technobabble-y.
He's definitely like Lobot version 0.1, isn't he?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Why? That looks like brain implant stuff. That's not a hairdo choice. Is it?
It might be.
Maybe because he always wears that thing.
Could be it could just be a
Jean-Paul
fashion
Gaultier.
thing. You know?
Maybe. Nothing is chance in this film. Great, I love this 3D printer.
Yeah.
This was such a cool idea back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, bit too fast, bit strange, but still awesome. But that's like bottom up printing slices that are just getting picked up.
Yeah. It's clever stuff.
It is.
Would you 3D print a human if you could?
No.
Okay, good. That was the correct answer.
No.
Because that would be a very weird thing to do.
I 3D print an organ, but only my own organ, or I'd give permission for my own organ to be cloned and 3D printed, something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them 3D printing me a new bladder or something, like using my own cells. That's things I've seen happen.
Oh,
but I wouldn't
imagine having a spare bladder. Oh, that would be beautiful.
What, just being able to have it replaced? Or just like a second bladder?
Just a second bladder.
Yeah.
You know?
That would, or just, you could maybe cut them both in half and segment them and make them both into one really big bladder.
You could do that, or you could just have two bladders.
Same effect. I suppose you want to balance. You don't want one on each side, do you? Don't be sloshing around.
Yeah,
and there's Lilu.
Pass it back and forth between the two of them, you know?
Apparently her hair got absolutely trashed and dyeing her hair all the time orange. And
oh, yeah.
She basically was like losing her hair because they had to bleach it and dye it. And so they gave her a wig for some parts of it. So some parts of it she's wearing a wig and some parts she's not.
I mean, that's commitment.
She's cold.
I like how that guy just nearly incinerated her because he's a little bit horny.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a surprise.
Don't take pictures for those aren't. That's not what you're up to there, mate. You're not taking those for no fucking archives.
Very, very tasteful photography. Of just hiding everything.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Like, it was quite a clever idea, like the bandages. But
yeah.
It's a bit... I don't know, it's trendy. She's a model. She's probably worn a lot less in things.
Probably.
She's great in this, though.
Yeah, she's really good.
Like,
I've honestly not... The only other thing I can think I've ever seen her in is Resident Evil. And I like Resident Evil. I like the first Resident Evil. I think it's genuinely an actually good, solid movie.
It is.
But we'll talk about that another time.
We will. Spoilers.
Well, maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Yes,
maybe we'll find another one to do.
Maybe we will. I've still got more cast to get through. I keep avoiding this big long list of cast.
Well, get on with it then.
So we've got Gary Leonard, old man. It's Ian Holm Cuthbert.
That's fine. It's a guy. The guy referred to the thing as being unbreakable, like what Bruce Willis is in.
Oh, very nice.
There you go. You see.
Very nice. Don't.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. What don't you understand about supreme being?
Yeah.
You know,
It's a predator now.
That's
Oh, she's a predator. It's like a fucking the whole supreme being thing as well. Like, is she just an individual of the species that
I think she's just like a,
or is she like?
I think she's probably like an engineered being.
Do you think they've like re-engineered her DNA, like so the hand didn't belong to a person that looked just like her, or is she just? Is it the person? She's a clone of the person she was. But has no memories because her brain's been destroyed. Is that basically it? That she's just like a duplicate of that person?
I mean, getting incinerated in a spaceship crash is probably going to lead to a little bit of amnesia, you know?
Yeah. So, I think I never really figured that in the past. So just...
Yeah, I think the
issue is that if there's more than one of them, like, would any of their
I don't think there is more. I don't think there is more than one of them. I think
Was there just one person in the ship?
No, I think the aliens at the start, engineered the supreme being.
Right.
And they were the ones transporting it to Earth. And then they got shot and killed.
Okay.
You know?
Apparently there's lots of continuity errors with the smudges on her face, but I can't even be bothered getting into all that. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that stuff's very...
Injury there.
difficult to do.
I know, exactly. That's such a good, like... terrified face of just like fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
What am I even looking at? It's horrifying. Apparently, like 20-foot high sets for some of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like actual proper miniatures. They did really good special effects work. I enjoy this. Just
I mean the
so
CG's looking a bit dated on the flying cars.
Nowhere else to go.
Well, there's plenty of places to go.
I'm just gonna go the other way. Do you understand?
Yeah, I like how she just walks off. In a lesser movie, she would have like done a big dramatic. There would have been a big musical swell, and she would have done a big dramatic leap off the thing. And I know it does come to that eventually, but I like the fact that the cops just don't fucking move, and she just walks off, just like fuck you.
Why not?
You stupid Homo sapien and your slug throwing murder machine.
I think I overloaded on continuity facts because there's some problem with her dirty hands here, and then when she goes up against the glass in a minute they're clean. It's all very...
Well, maybe she's got self-cleaning skin. Maybe that's a factor of the supreme being, you know?
Maybe that's it. Or maybe she has extreme like wind resistance, so it all just blows off as she's falling.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Right, so Ian Holm.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
He's in this movie. Everyone knows him as Ash, the creepy android. Artificial person.
Right.
Little Aliens reference there. Do you get that?
Yes.
No, never mind. That was.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Are you on it?
He was also.
Think about who you're talking to here.
I apologise. Yes, of course. So, artificial person Ash, who is creepy and horrifying. A little hairy man who lives in a hole.
Hairy man in a hole? What?
Just a hairy man in a hole. He did a thing. I don't know. We'll come back.
What was that when he was like between jobs or something? What are you talking about there?
No, he was just like he played like a little hairy man who lived in like a hole in a hill.
Oh,
I don't know, something like that.
What was it like an adaptation of?
It comes
Watership Down or something? What are we talking about here?
Some fantasy thing.
Oh, okay.
There was the other thing that I first saw him in, and actually I really liked Ian Holm in growing up, was as Pod Clock in The Borrowers.
Oh,
and I fucking got copies of that some means or other.
Entirely legal means.
Yeah, I think I actually do have the DVDs somewhere. But they're great. They're so good.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Borrowers movie?
I did. It wasn't as much good as the TV, as much fun as the TV show.
It was fine. I like the dog that ate all the cheese and then started farting a lot. That was good.
Yes, indeed, that was good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Moving on.
Don't
you remember that? The farty dog with the cheese?
I don't remember the farty dog.
There's a dog that eats a load of cheese.
I've seen that once when it came out.
What's his name?
I forgot. She's in. Oh, look, clean hands. What's
Big
Badaboom.
You know, Rory's dad from Doctor Who.
Mark Williams.
Something. I think that's his name.
No, Williams is Rory Williams.
He's in it. I think he's like a cheesemonger or something, and he's involved in that. And he has this dog, and it eats cheese, and It eats too much cheese and it farts.
Lactose
Don't feed cheese to dogs, by the way. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Apparently, it's not a problem, but just some dogs are lactose intolerant, and I for years thought that, or maybe I've been told misinformation again because I asked someone to clarify this recently. Like, are dogs allowed to eat cheese? Because they can't eat chocolate. We all know they don't eat chocolate, but I think they can eat cheese. Just anybody else, just don't give them a lot because it's fatty. And some of them are also, like humans, lactose intolerant, so they can't eat it and they fart a lot. Yeah, so I think it's like that. I think I always got mixed up with just watching too many shows that just happen to reference it. Or maybe it is true. Maybe it's a thing. I just think of Porthos from Enterprise. Don't feed him cheese, even though he gives him cheese as a treat all the time. And I imagine he just stinks. Just sitting at the bottom of the captain's bed, trumping away. He's a cute dog, but I bet he stinks. What else
All dogs stink, and we love them for it.
We do. I've been playing with a lot of dogs today at my family home. Very fun stuff.
Great.
Ian Holm, he was in so much. I keep looking back at this list, but like Chariots of Fire, Brazil...
I've still not seen that. I've always been meaning to see that.
Apparently in The Day After Tomorrow, of all things.
Oh yeah, he's in that.
Garden State, apparently he's in that. I'm just like thinking of random sort of assortments here. And Existenz. Did you ever watch Existenz?
I did not ever watch that.
That was quite a good film.
It's another one I keep meaning to get around to. I bet
also that would probably not hold up as well. I'd need to re-look at that. But I remember being quite enamored with it when I watched it when I was a kid. But who knows? Yeah, loads of things. Oh yeah, and like I said, something about that aforementioned little man's jewellery. The little hairy man, and something about jewellery.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think there was something about like another relative that had some jewellery. I can't remember. It's mad.
It's gone right over my head, all of that has.
I apologise. We'll move on. Luke Perry is in this, playing Billy. I didn't really know who he was. Mac McDonald! Mac McDonald!
Okay.
From Red Dwarf. He's not in this much, but he has a cameo, and I had him listed, but he's amazing. Captain Hollister, also known as Space Cop.
Oh. Yeah, I vaguely remember him.
I don't know, I think this is just... maybe he's in 2 scenes. I think he comes back into it briefly at the end. Or even just later on.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I remember him now.
Captain Hollister.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always brilliant. Oh, Bruce Willis, look at you looking all badass in your 90s look.
Yeah, I like how this film is very fuck the police as well. It's very fuck the police.
I mean, no complaints.
Absolutely none.
That's a cab, isn't it? He's driving?
Yes!
Is he driving a cab?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got it the first time. Thanks.
I just wanted to clarify.
That was a good joke. It was actually worth telling twice.
Okay. Could say like casting this, some of them. I know I've seen him in loads of things, and like I've not seen him in much. Aliens as well, obviously. Or Aliens at the beginning of Aliens. Mac McDonald's in.
Oh, is he?
I think he's just like some person. Yeah, in the facility where Newt is. That's Aliens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right at the start, I think before it's LV-426, isn't it? The planet they're on.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so I think he's like the commander of the base or something, and very much like Captain Hollister in that as well.
Oh well, you got your McDonald's in the end, didn't you? You filthy pig.
His name is literally McDonald. He's Mac McDonald, and he's eating a Big Mac at McDonald's as a character.
That's good stuff.
I mean, that's peak.
If you say so. I'm amazed that they've not been
job
ripped to shreds by all of what just happened there.
You know he's reinforced the bottom of that cab.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, he's prepared for all this sort of shit, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm surprised he even hasn't found a way to override the whole points thing. He's meant to be an ingenious guy. Maybe he's just not very tech savvy.
Yeah,
I can weld some shit to the bottom, but I can't reprogram it.
This is just Attack of the Clones, this bit, isn't it? Only good.
Yeah, you actually get a bit of a sense of the speed.
Yeah,
it's moving through models.
It feels
in a real
like they're
set.
actually in a place and there's some actual peril.
Well, actually, I think some of that was CGI.
Yeah, but it looks
a lot of it,
like it is an actual place. Yeah. Like all of that sequence in Attack of the Clones was CGI, and it just looks like nothing.
Yeah,
and it's basically the same thing.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yes.
That's what, it's the same thing
Yes,
as everything.
George. Yes, of course it does, George.
Jar Jar should have been the Sith Lord that... Yeah, I heard him say that for sure. Jar Jar confirmed.
Oh, well, there you go. What a
Exclusive
scoop.
release.
Thanks, George. Thanks for stopping by. That was good to see you.
No problem at all.
Yes, you can see yourself out now.
He's already gone.
Oh, yeah, he's like a whippet, that guy. He's just in and out, you barely even have a chance to say hello.
I just remember they've done the Empire Strikes Back thing. I've just realised they're parked on the side. They've done the Millennium Falcon. They've clamped behind a sign or something to hide from the police.
That's very good. Now, Corbin, you're getting a little bit creepy here, mate.
Yeah.
But in true movies of this era fashion, he gets a bit creepy and then she kicks his ass.
You're about to... Oh no, it's his mate that faints, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good job the hand wasn't obliterated and the tattoo remained.
I imagine that's probably genetically encoded in some way.
Maybe. Do you think they are
you saw how much...
Oh no, he does faint!
Lots of fainting. Good.
Element.
I mean, you saw how much DNA she has. She could have anything encoded,
True.
She could have,
Encyclopedia Galactica.
She could have, big tentacles that come out of her, like a big sci-fi monster or something.
I'm going to go with the Encyclopedia Galactica.
Okay.
Oh, the ancient language they spoke.
Mm-hmm.
They actually wrote hundreds of words that the director and she could communicate in, and
okay,
there's actually specific proper words and phrases and things that only just for the dialogue and basic words, but
that's interesting.
Apparently they could communicate. Sharp should have put that in the interesting or not interesting. That was interesting. You're right.
It was very interesting. You're burning through all your good trivia here.
Oh, I've got plenty more trivia.
Oh well.
I'm just. I hope I'm just remembering the stuff I haven't written down. I really hope so.
I mean, how many times did I repeat myself when I was doing it?
True. Just wait till we come to the space-ish Inquisition. I didn't deliver that brilliantly.
Yeah,
I fucked that up.
Yeah.
The space-ish Inquisition.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
It's space-ish.
Space-ish, yeah.
I couldn't think of a better rhyme for Spanish or even think close to related to this film.
Yeah, you tried very hard. I could tell.
Oh yeah, that was wrong to kiss you. It definitely was, yeah.
Yeah, you're bad.
You said to wake you gently. No, you're totally right. He
You're a bad
acknowledges
man.
it, but you still shouldn't have done it, and you know that, and you knew that before you did it, you douche.
He has got an interesting hair situation going on.
Yeah, he's got hair.
He's got frosted tips.
Yeah, of course he
He's a
does.
40-year-old man with frosted tips. What's wrong with you, Corbin Dallas?
Maybe it's natural frosted tips. Maybe he had a crazy shock and all his hair went white, and then it's now finally growing out a bit, and it's gone back to normal because he's a bit healthier now. We don't know what his background is.
That's true.
He's had a rough background. We don't
If
know.
If only we had gotten that.
I don't
trilogy.
know what explains her roots, but we'll come back to that. Is she just been terrified when they just grew her hair?
Genetics.
Yeah,
it's all her genetics. You saw how much genetics she has. She's got all of it.
What do you think? Is that trashed hair or wig? I think that's wig.
Oh, yeah, I'm calling wig on that because they've.
It's hard to tell because trashed
you
hair
can
and a
tell
wig
they've
look
kind
very
of
similar.
the sort of ruffled fringe is clearly.
Okay.
That seems to be kind of hiding like a wig line,
Maybe, yeah. Oh, he's got a matching... Yeah, he's got a little robe matching her tattoo.
He was so excited to put that on as well.
Yeah, he really was. I've got to go and unfold it. Did you keep it pressed? You kept it pressed, oh good.
Finally, today's day. Yay!
Oh, careful of the jewellery I have from another thing I did years ago.
What are you on about?
I don't know. It's something to do with the in-home and some piece of jewellery, and he's like a hairy little thing in a hole.
It sounds weird and horrible.
It really does. It sounds horrific.
Right, yes, you're unnecessary now, Miss Dallas. Get out of here.
Just had a really great idea. Rather than squint at the screen, I could actually increase the size of the font, and then I can actually read it without having to stress my face.
Isn't technology an amazing thing?
I know, I'm an absolute numpty for not
just
realising
great.
it.
I mean, you only just figured that out, and earlier on you managed to figure out a way of remotely controlling the movie using your watch.
Yeah, well, it's playing with my laptop on my Pebbles pad. It's easy.
You know, it's just interesting that you would think of one of those things, but not the other.
I have little gaps. I have gaps. His boss is called Finger. I don't want to have to deal with Finger later. He said something like that earlier.
Tell your old buddy Finger.
I fell in my lap, literally. Well, I tried to get in my lap. It was a bit overzealous, but I think she's okay.
There was a little bit of that, yeah.
Even though there's a massive age gap, I really like her. Also,
well, I mean, yeah, it's a massive age gap, but it kind of goes in the other way. Like she's like presumably thousands of years old or something.
I mean, no, she's literally just being cloned. She's a new person.
Well, she's
forming
fair enough.
all new memories.
Yeah,
she's days old at this point. It would be like a day old.
Okay, fair enough. This is...
Like, if memories make the person, I think she's a day old. Unless she has, like, she might have genetic memory, though, like we say.
She does have all the genetics, you know.
Motor function and language.
Is it not like... Yeah, because is it not like she's kind of... She needs some kind of stimulus to coin a phrase that is kind of awkward, given what we were talking about. But anyway,
stimulus.
Indeed. I think she'd require some sort of thing to kind of activate her full abilities.
Oh, look, Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. So it is.
I think you're right, though. I think she does have that sort of... Well, we'll come to that in the plot, I guess, coming along soon.
Yes.
Look, she's reading the Encyclopedia Galactica. I was wrong. She doesn't have it in
skimming it, you know. She doesn't seem to be focusing on anything particular. But then she's got all those genetics.
She gets the W and doesn't like war,
She must have, like, super reading abilities. That would be amazing. Imagine being able to read an entire encyclopedia in, like, 30 seconds. That would be cool.
It would. Right, I'm just going to get through these last few people really quickly because I think I keep coming back to this and keep getting distracted. We had Luke Perry as Billy. He was the guy Beverly Hills 90210. That's what he was in.
Yes.
I've never seen it, but I think
I only know him from the joke in The Simpsons.
And then he's like, oh yeah, what's that?
In the episode where it's showing like Lisa's future, I think it is.
Right.
He shows up at like like an award ceremony.
Okay.
And he looks very young, and then he smiles, and his face goes all wrinkly because it's like 50 years in the future.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
It's a bit creepy. Simpsons was creepy and a bit weird back in the day. They've got makeup glasses as well as the nail things. I forgot. But he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I still haven't seen. According to IMDb, he's best known also for playing Pike in Buffy. Not Spike, but Pike. Who was Pike in Buffy?
I have no idea. I never really watched Buffy.
I thought I'd watched it all. I don't recall him. Maybe
the only episode of Buffy I remember watching is the musical episode with the musical
Once
demon.
More with Feeling. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's pretty good.
It's actually amazing.
And then they did a spoof of it in The Flash, and it was not that good.
That wasn't a spoof of it necessarily.
It was I know. It was
the shtick.
It was the same idea, and it was done.
And that was just because they had Supergirl and Flash from Glee. They were both in it together. And they were all singing and dancing.
Grant Gustin.
Very John Barrowman. He should have been in it, considering he's in that universe at the time, but then also not.
Who knows?
Never
Who
mind.
knows?
That's our first Doctor Who connection of the conversation.
Will it be the last? Who's to say?
Probably not, but I'm surprised we haven't noticed any Doctor Who themes in this. It all seems... I mean, that's a bit generic.
I mean, there's aliens.
Oh, this gun's amazing!
It's a good gun.
They made shit tons of different versions of this. Like, for all the different shots, I think, like certain stop-motion-y ones, some rebel ones that actually do each individual thing.
Yeah.
It's mental. Too many facts. Like a hair. His head. So who else we got? We had Brian Howard James, rest in peace as well. He was General Monroe, the one with the awesome sharp beard.
What's he been in? Because I very much recognise him.
I think he was like active for years, but he died when he was only 54. Like 73 to 99 or something like that. I think that's when he was working, or like 63 to 99, not even like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't get the ages right. I think I've written it down wrong.
Well, that doesn't help.
I can check. I'll check right now. I've still got the tab open, I believe. Because just reading about him. Born in 45, active from 73 to 99. Now, I remember correctly.
What's he been in? Tell me what he's been in.
Okay, I flipped to the wrong bit. Sorry. Nothing that I could remember. But then I think I just remember him from things. But a lot of TV shows. He was in Gunsmoke, Incredible Hulk, Mork and Mindy, Chico and the Man, Chips. Guest spots on little things like Quincy and the A-Team, and just like I'm trying to think what he was in that was big.
Maybe I'm just thinking of him from this.
I think this is all I've ever really seen him in, but I feel like I've... Well, apparently he's in Blade Runner. Oh, no, of course he's in Blade Runner.
Is he?
I think he's one of the synths, isn't he? He's the one being interviewed right at the beginning, asking about a turtle if he wants to lie on his back.
Oh, is he?
He's Leon.
That's
why I recognise his face.
I can feel synapses connecting together there. That's good stuff.
Zippity doo dah day.
Oh, don't do Song of the South, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't really think about what that actually meant, but yeah, fair play.
Fucking hell.
It tries to be jolly.
Oh,
who else we've got? Finally, we talked about Mac McDonald, so I don't need to talk about Captain Hollister's Space Cop, but I will say it again because Mac McDonald's Captain Hollister is great.
Yeah.
Finally, we have Lee Evans. God, I can't speak. Lee Evans, also known as the Sweaty One. He plays Fogg the Bellboy.
He is a sweaty, flailing man, isn't he?
He is. He's good in a couple of things.
Is he, in fact, the British Jim Carrey?
Is he a really sweaty man as well?
Well, Jim Carrey? I don't think Jim Carrey's sweaty. He's certainly flailing.
No, he's certainly nowhere near Jim Carrey. I've seen his stand-up, and it's frantic, and it is quite funny. But every time I watch him, I'm just like, I want to just like towel you off and have a constant fan going on.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
Sponge him down, eh?
Oh, I'm just thinking about him in Doctor Who. Oh, I love you, sir. Oh, he does a great Welsh.
I mean, that was a good performance up to the point when he started doing just needless slapstick, and it wasn't even very good slapstick. He like fumbles with a fire extinguisher, and it just wasn't very good. But it's Lee Evans, so you have to have him doing a little bit of slapstick.
Oh God, what's he in as well? I've seen him in something else. I think he must. There's too many cast. I couldn't write them all down.
Yeah, and this like lead alien guy, when he first comes in, he's got a human face because they can like shapeshift. He killed them all. You rascal. But yeah, when he had his human face, I recognised him. I recognised the face. I could not place it. If only there was some sort of internet movie database.
We should consult it. I'm consulting it.
I don't know what the character's called though.
Well, that's the thing. Oh no, it's his. It's this guy's right arm. Tricky, I think.
Oh well, there you go.
He's in Face Off, Virtuosity, Strange Days. I've only heard of one of those. Oh no, I've heard of Virtuosity actually. I don't remember what it's about.
Face Off is a movie.
It's about a lot of music. Did a music video with Massive Attack very recently.
Fair dues.
Is he in Massive Attack? Because he seems to have done a lot of.
Maybe he is
acting.
I like the big Zorg sign on his building. That was very good. Had a massive. You were saying about circles.
Yes.
The O is just like a massive circle, obviously, because it's an O, and that's how you do an O.
But it's also a nice, friendly blue colour, and not an evil red colour.
Yeah, and it's sort of it's the framing and like
evil, and
it's framing the clearly irreligious man as almost having a halo, and the priestly fellow as not. I find that interesting. Maybe I don't know. It's a thing.
I think you using that word, it's time to go on to interesting or not
Is
interesting.
it that time again?
It is that time again.
Are you doing the noise or am I doing the noise? There we go.
It's that time again for the interesting or not interesting pointless conversations about trivia from IMDb, but some of it's very good.
Conversations is a bit of a stretch, but okay, let's go.
We've done the first one, but I'll briefly review it. The hero and the villain never actually cross paths.
That's interesting. Well, I've spoiled that one already.
That is interesting.
That's interesting.
I'll give you a point.
That's not how this works.
No?
No, there's no points.
Oh, okay. Well, ding anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, it's the ding. The ding is if it's interesting, and the is if it's not interesting. It's not relative to whether...
It's irrelevant, because ding either way. It's interesting, and I'm saying ding.
Okay. I just want to be very clear about how the interesting or not interesting segment works. This is important to me.
I apologise. I don't want to...
This is my baby.
To sully it. I don't wish to sully it.
You've got my baby in your arms right now.
I will care for it.
Be gentle.
I will. And now it's time then for trivia piece number 2. Oh, team effort there. According to the Ultimate Edition DVD, Prince and Michael Jackson were sources of inspiration for the part of Ruby Rod, unsurprisingly, and were both considered for the role, with Prince being the first choice to play Ruby Rod.
That would have been cool.
What I find very interesting about Ruby... first of all, I apologise. I was about to go on a tangent there, but we're in the middle of an important round that I need to care for.
Yes.
So the question is that interesting or not interesting?
I don't know. Alternate casting choices, I would find that sort of thing interesting, but I think you would probably find it not interesting.
You are correct. Not interesting. It's slightly obvious and also a scarily prescient character in terms of like podcasting and vlogging and all this kind of like live stuff. It's a little bit more implied to be like radio and a time show, but it's like a streamer. Like he's just like streaming from the awards.
I mean, he's like live streaming a concert. Like,
exactly.
Basically,
it's just a bit. It's a bit terrifying how accurate it's kind of become. But I enjoy the character a lot. It's great.
Yeah. In many ways, you could say an inspiration for us.
Bring me the stones. An inspiration for us indeed. An inspiration for us indeed. So yes, you were correct. You would get a point if this
was
about
score based.
But if you want to take some sort of like just like mental note that you got that one correct, we can move on from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Gary Oldman is such a good friend of Luc Besson that he took the part without reading the script and doing this movie to repay Besson for partly financing Oldman's movie Nil by Mouth from the same year. Asked in a 2014 interview if he liked the movie, Oldman stated, "Oh no, I can't bear it." He had explained in 2011 it was me singing for my supper because Luke had come in and partly financed my film. That's sad to hear that he doesn't love this film because he's fucking amazing in it and it's a great movie, but is that interesting or not interesting?
Well, most of that was incredibly boring and I tuned out, but then you got to the end where he said that he didn't like the film and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So,
do you know why
overall I would say interesting.
You are correct, ding!
Oh, I'm so good at this.
I think I've got to stop like copy pasting from IMDb more. I need to break things down a bit more, but I couldn't.
What do you think I do?
Well, yeah, I try to zhuzh them up a little bit, so sometimes they're really bad and they don't make sense properly. Some of them are just like mouth.
It's
farts.
fun to throw those ones in sometimes because you do get some nonsense on IMDb, just absolute drivel. Speaking of which, please continue.
Next piece of drivel, number 4. The parasites being disinfected from the landing gear of the spaceship bound for Floston Paradise are actually boglins, the 1980s and 90s puppet toys.
Oh, boglins.
With them is a bumble ball, a battery-operated shaking and vibrating ball covered with rubber knobs. Is that interesting or not interesting?
I think that's quite interesting, actually, yeah.
You are correct, it is interesting.
I know.
I actually had a boglin as a child.
I know stuff that's interesting and I still know stuff that's not interesting.
Well,
I don't think I ever had a boglin, but I definitely remember them. I don't know what the hell that other thing is you were talking about.
The bumble ball.
The bumble ball.
It looks like a sort of...
Like a ball?
Just a ball with like little bumbly bits sticking off it. But
and it sort
it's
of
like a
bounces
molecule,
around.
like a model of a molecule
right,
sort
yes,
of thing, but without any blobs on the end.
I can picture that now. Yes.
Bonds and no.
I like this guy with
bits.
his
Yeah,
his little floating boat.
it's very Blade Runner. This.
Yes.
I feel like they could have made more of that and had more of this sort of thing happening. Like,
well, if we'd ever got the trilogy, then
you're right.
You know,
you're totally right.
I'm gutted to know that now. Actually, that we could have had a trilogy of this.
Well, you know what I can do to cheer you up. Number 5, bit of interesting or not interesting. Luc Besson demanded that most of the action shots in the movie take place in broad daylight, as he was reportedly tired of the dark spaceship corridors and dimly lit planets common in science fiction movies, and wanted a brighter, cheerfully crazy look, in inverted commas, as opposed to a gloomy, realistic one. We discussed this earlier, but is this interesting or not interesting?
Now, see, the thing is, he's saying that there's this whole dark, gloomy thing was a trope at this time. Was it really? Like an Alien was like that, I guess?
I think it was more the specifics of being a gloomy, realistic one. He wanted it to be more...
He wanted to be more sort of heightened.
A bit more zany and a bit fun.
Right, okay.
Is that interesting or not interesting?
I am going to say not interesting for that one.
I actually put down that was interesting. That's even why I brought it up earlier on when discussing it, because I thought it would be...
should have given it away.
Ding, I'm afraid.
No, that's it. No,
because I'm saying it's interesting.
Oh, yes.
Are you getting your own
that was a
rules
test.
wrong now?
That was a test.
I passed the test.
That was a test.
I passed.
Well done. You get the points.
Well, are we ready for another piece of trivia?
Yes.
Number...
Oh, nice little anticlimactic dramatic pause there. Well done.
Apologies. The next number is number 6 in the list, and we're going for piece number 6. The divine language. We've discussed this already, but I want to just check on you.
Okay, well, I know the answer
The
already.
divine language spoken by Lilu was invented by co-writer and director Luc Besson, and further refined by Milla Jovovich.
I like that joke, by the way, where he's desperately trying not to go. I like that kind of joke where he's desperately trying to not do a thing, and then everything is just conspiring to make him do the thing. That's very funny. Anyway, sorry, continue.
She's got a Princess Leia hairdo.
Oh, of course she does.
She's like Princess Leia.
My God, this is just Star Wars all over the place.
If she became Miss Trunchbull. Remember that film, Matilda?
Of course I remember.
That was
Matilda.
a fun film.
It was great. Anyway, give me some trivia.
Apologies, I was getting through
No, that was my fault. I interrupted.
So yeah, apparently it was refined by Milla Jovovich, who had little trouble learning it and developing it. She's already fluent in 4 languages. The language only had about 400 words. They could hold conversations and wrote letters to each other as well, apparently, in the language as practice.
Oh yeah.
By the end of the filming, they were able to have full conversations. Is that interesting or not interesting?
That is interesting.
I'm afraid that's not interesting.
What?
Milla Jovovich is a very well-known polyglot smarty pants. Of course she's going to fucking create a language and just start speaking it. I'd expect nothing less from her. She's amazing.
All right. Well, yeah, fair enough, but it's still interesting.
No,
that they made a little language.
Of course they did.
That's interesting.
It's interesting, but it's not that interesting. It's not interesting in this sense, because it's just Milla Jovovich.
God, I'm disappointed.
These are arbitrary answers, remember? Oh, it doesn't matter what the answers are. Oh, no.
Well, I've been hoisted by my own petard, haven't I?
Yes, you have indeed.
Blimey, Charlie.
Final piece of interesting trivia. Number 7. I'm doing lucky number 7. And ending on the final piece of
supposed to be 10. This is unacceptable, I have to say. You're going to have to find 3 other bits, or I'm going to...
I'm sure I can look.
I'm going to cry. All right.
At the time, this movie, was the most expensive movie ever produced outside of Hollywood. The most expensive production in the history, and $80 million budget for the visual effects. It was the highest of its time. Is that interesting or not interesting?
No, not interesting. Budget stuff, boring. The bit about it, none of that was that interesting.
I'm afraid, dang it, I thought it was quite interesting.
All right, well,
just because a random fact about French cinema.
I'm afraid you're wrong, so there we go.
Oh, well. I've just got a note here in between my... No, because it's almost time for the Space-ish Inquisition.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
This is why I didn't want to overdo you on the trivia. I had to do some good bits of trivia to...
Okay, no, that's fair. I'd forgotten about that other section, so that's fine.
So this is actually going to be the second film where the plot is resolved by someone or something being saved by the power of love. And I hope this isn't going to become a recurring theme. Oh, look, it looks like the guy from...
You don't want love to become a recurring theme, you monster.
No, I don't want a character at the end of a movie to rely on convincing somebody else specifically of the power of love and friendship to magically fix the...
That's fine. What's wrong with that?
It just feels a bit...
It works in this.
On the nose. I suppose it actually does work in this. What are we talking about?
It works in this because she's very upset about the fact that human beings like to do war on each other all the time. And then Corbin's like, well, there's good stuff as well. And then she's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool, well, I will save the world then. And then happily ever after.
Fair play.
So, anyway, moving on. Oh, yes! Shoot them all!
We haven't even talked about how amazing all these costumes and like...
Yeah, I meant to say earlier that I really like the design of those aliens.
That's not the word I was looking for, I think. But the prosthetic and all the scars, and they all look quite different and unique. It's good.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good when they put effort into a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
And think about what they're doing.
He's got a Sontar in hand as well with the 2 middle fingers.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, oh, God. Wig or hair?
I'm going to say that's genuine hair.
I think that probably
because I don't think you would really get away with a wet wig like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know how wigs work, to be honest. Maybe you could, but
I know you probably can. I don't know. I think that's hair.
Now you're getting towards the sleazy side again here, Corbin.
Yeah, you are a bit sleazy.
Let's just cool your jets here, buddy. Just easy now. Settle down. I mean, they're sort of giving each other the old puppy dog eyes. Or is she just shivering and really cold and... I don't know. I don't like it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So it looks like it's the same bed that they just clean and wrap up in plastic?
No, maybe. Maybe it's just like 2 of them.
Or maybe anything that's on the bed just gets saved and dumped back on the bed. So they just shake it all off and put it on some fresh sheets.
Oh yeah, of course it can't be. Yeah, I forgot about that because it can't be the incinerating the thing.
They must have to process it in some way. Oh, more gratuitously lewd, but very nice.
I wouldn't call that gratuitous. I think I would call that very much in the background and out of focus. That's about as ungratuitous as you can get, really.
True.
They've frozen to death. That's an incredibly efficient freezer, I gotta say. To entirely freeze 3 human beings, and one of them was quite large as well, in a couple of minutes. That's impressive.
Great energy transfer there. That's like where we think about Iceman. If he turned to ice, the air around him would just explode.
Yeah. Yeah. He's back. It's Mr. Where's the Energy guy.
I noticed, you see the big piles of rubbish in the background. There was another fact I've remembered. I've not written down, but remembered it from reading this stuff. So if we can do it, ask whether this is interesting or not interesting, if you like.
Okay.
Not a new fun fact.
Okay. It's a little unconventional, but I'll allow it.
Well, just say this is number 7 then, or was it?
8. This will be 8. Yeah.
So the big piles of rubbish, apparently the people behind it and making a lot of the animatronics and the puppets made a separate creature that was like some sort of aardvarky, long-nosed, trash alien that was going to be dealing with the trash.
Oh, like a dying ogre.
Like a what?
A dying ogre.
A dying ogre.
A dying ogre.
A dying ogre.
A Dianoga.
I don't know what that is.
It's the tentacle monster from the trash compactor in A New Hope.
Oh.
I think that's what it's called, a Dianoga.
No, I think it was more like a bipedal thing with a long nose.
Oh, right. Okay. So where is it? I don't see it.
Well, it didn't appear. That was the thing. They were planning to make it. And then I don't know whether it's for budgetary reasons, I can't quite recall, but I think they just couldn't make it in the end.
Well, that's definitely
Excuse
not
me,
interesting.
drinking water as you were asking me a question.
That's fine. It's definitely not interesting if they didn't actually make it.
Well, I was going to say it was interesting, that's why I remembered it.
Make the thing. Like, having a good idea is fine, but if you don't actually do it, then who cares?
Well, in that case, it's time to move on to the space-ish in quiz-ishin.
If anything, that's getting more tortured every time you say it.
It probably is. It's time for a shitty little quiz that I made.
It's a droid. It's a classic Star Wars droid.
But it's a real hand.
Yeah, very clearly a real
hand in a
human
glove.
hand. I like his hat. That's very good.
Yeah, it's like a sort of mishmash of different bits of religious garb, everything they wear, really.
You would not send this guy to carry out any single part of his mission.
It's Mr. Bean. Look at him. Actually, no, it's Blackadder from the first series when he's a snivelling little worm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that haircut, doesn't he?
He does.
That sort of weird bowl cut kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's future fashion. Who am I to judge?
I feel like you're trying to delay the start of the quiz here.
I wasn't intentionally doing so.
I think we should quickly move on.
I like
to
these
the quiz.
guys. These are the aliens in disguise.
They are.
Like Transformers, but not robots, you know? It's good. And another good joke where it's just lots of people claiming to be Corbin Dallas.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So that's good. I like how he's struggling to keep his
form. Although, isn't it technological?
No, it's just an ability that they have.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Galaxy Quest when they've got the little things in their belts to make them not look like big tentacle monsters. Like big tentacle monsters.
In what? Sorry?
In Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sorry, her translator is broken. So, here we go.
Quiz time. Let's do it.
Quiz time. Question number 1. These are all multiple choice questions.
Okay,
I know you
good.
enjoyed those multiple choice ones last time.
I do like multiple choice. It requires significantly less effort.
It depends. I've made some that aren't zero effort. So
Once you know how to do a multiple choice, it's easy.
Well, hopefully I've...
Because there'll be 2 options that are obviously wrong, and then you've got a 50-50 shot.
Okay. Well, you tell me which ones are obviously wrong. And
Okay,
which ones
we'll
are
do
not.
it. We'll do it. Bonus points.
Well, this is the thing, actually. I'll tell you what. Each one I'll ask, right? This is why I was going to suggest this. I didn't write this down, but I thought each one I'll ask. I'll give you an option to answer it without hearing any of the options.
Okay.
If you answer it and get it wrong, you get no points. But if you wish to...
I'm very confidently nodding my head.
And then you get 1 point if you get it after I give you the 4 options.
Are you actually going to keep score?
I will keep score, yeah.
Do it.
Right, let's just do score here. Score, big bar, okay.
Right. Apologies if you hear the typing noises.
I was doing that quite deliberately loudly so people could tell I was doing it.
Here's Ruby
Rod! With a rod in his hand and a big dick in his head.
I mean...
Well, actually, it's a bit more like a sort of passage. It is a really strange hairdo.
He's just fucking cool.
But he's fucking amazing, yeah. Like, I can't imagine many other people being able to pull that off.
Yeah.
I don't even think Michael Jackson would have pulled it off without being too cringe. Because it's just funny coming from Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
But it would be a bit cringe coming from Michael Jackson.
It would be horrible, actually. I would not enjoy it at all. It's a little bit cringy coming from him.
I mean, it is.
But
it's meant to be.
I don't think it would have worked with him.
I love his...
all.
All these little ticks and things.
I love that. Yeah.
Anyway, question number 1.
Let's do it.
The internal animatronics mechanisms used for the Mangalores, who are the dudes we've been talking about.
Oh, the aliens, yes.
Were later reused in another production. Would you like to hear the 4 options? Or would you like me to just ask, which production were they reused in?
Nah, I'm going to need to hear the options for that one, I'm afraid.
We have option number A. Was it Farscape? Option number 2.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
Was it...
Because that's obviously the answer.
Was it Muppets from Space?
No, it's not that.
Was it option number 3, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace?
Fuck no.
Or was it D, Animal Farm? So which of those options, if you'd like to hear them again, please tell me.
I don't think they've made a live-action Animal Farm, so we can strike that immediately.
Not with animatronics or anything? I'm pretty sure...
No.
I'm pretty sure I made sure these were all real productions.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I think it was Farscape. I'm going with that.
Well, I already spoiled that it wasn't Animal Farm, but I'm pretty sure that was a real production. I'm afraid you are incorrect.
Ah, boo.
So, I don't have any sound effects. The correct answer was... The correct answer was, in fact, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. They were the Nemoidians. What? They were reused as the Nemoidians in Episode 1.
Okay, I can see that.
I saved some interesting facts for my quiz, can you tell?
Wow. Well, I doubted you, and
that was an interesting fact, though, was it not?
I have once again been humbled. That was quite interesting.
Well, I'm very pleased, but unfortunately you got no points.
Okay.
Question number 2.
How many of these are there, by the way?
We'll see.
Okay. Good answer. Yeah. We'll just see how it goes.
Question number 2. What do Bruce Willis, Milla Jovovich, Chris Tucker, and Gary Oldman all have in common?
They were all in The Fifth Element.
Other than appearing in The Fifth Element.
Okay.
What do these 4 people all have in common? Was that your guess? Are you guessing? Because
that was not very obviously.
I usually would accept your first answer, so be careful what you say.
Okay.
But would you like to hear the options?
I'm going to need to hear the options.
Were they A, all left-handed?
Yeah.
Were they B, they all went to the same college but at different times? Were they C, they all have nurses for mothers? Or D, they're all allergic to shellfish?
I mean, it could be literally any of those.
Did I not write some good options for you?
That's... you've...
So have I ruined the technique of your multiple choice quiz?
Well, I mean, not really, because I just don't... I just straight up wouldn't know what was the right and wrong answer for that.
Was it left-handed, was it same college, nurses for mothers, or allergic to shellfish?
I don't think it's going to be the left-handed thing.
Why not?
Because... Well, I don't know. Because I was just thinking in this film, Ian Holm, he's holding this little key thing in his right hand a lot. And
I didn't mention Ian Holm in this list at all.
Oh, did you
I'll repeat the people. It was Bruce Willis, Milla Jovovich, Chris Tucker, and Gary Oldman.
Oh, Gary Oldman. Sorry. Getting those two confused somehow.
Oh, God.
No, you know what?
She's getting ready for takeoff. This is all a bit intense, but she's loving it, so who cares?
Well, I mean, it's
she's game.
It's consensual and, fine. I don't have anything to say about that. Anyway,
to be fair, Ruby Rod, you probably would.
Well, speak for yourself. I can understand.
That is wild.
I can understand the appeal. Anyway,
so yes, left-handed. Went to the same college. Nurses or shellfish.
I'm kind of leaning towards either the left-handed one or the nurses one, and I think I'm going to go with the nurses.
I'm afraid you should have gone with left-handed.
Oh my God! I'm so angry.
That's my noise.
Look, there's a little.
I missed the boggling.
I could see it with the bobbly bits.
I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. But
it was very brief. It was like on the screen for like a frame.
Blink and you'll miss it. Much like the two leads' interactions.
Indeed.
Would you like to hear question number 3?
Like is a strong word, but
well,
okay.
Question number 3. This was very difficult to actually write.
The question
to rewrite.
or the
Just
film?
the question. The two of them are really fucking impossible to write. I'll save the best till last. But the actress who plays the diva was recast at the last minute as the originally cast actress failed to show up on the day. Who replaced her?
It wasn't me.
And the question I'm asking,
I know that much.
You don't need to give a name. You just need to give their relation to somebody, or their interaction with somebody, or what they did for a job, or where they worked, or the person.
I'm going to need to have options for this one.
Okay, so we have option A. Was it the original actress's vocal coach? Was it B, the makeup assistant? Was it C, Luc Besson's fiancée? Or was it D, one of the runners who secretly learned the aria?
Goodness.
So those are 4 options.
Sorry, run through those one more time.
So we have option A, the original actress's vocal coach.
Yeah.
Option B, the makeup assistant.
Yeah.
Option C, Luc Besson's fiancée. Or option D, one of the runners who secretly learned the aria.
I think it was one of the runners. I'm sure I remember reading something about that somewhere.
Is that your final answer?
Almost certain about it.
You're going to lock that in?
I'm locking it in. Oh, fuck you.
The correct answer was Luc Besson's fiancée.
Oh, I was gonna go with that as well because nepotism is fucking rampant in the movie industry.
Interestingly enough,
mostly for kind of good reasons.
Due to this film, although it's very well received, I did write her name down. I think yes, Mai Wen was her name. I think it's just one name that I got. I didn't get the whole name, or if it's more. But she actually broke up with him around about the same time when he started going out with Mila Jovovich as a result of this film. That didn't last long either, but they did marry for a while.
That's movies, baby.
That's the directors.
That's Hollywood relationships
for you.
So you're
currently...
they're mostly like
0
normal
for 0.
people.
You've got 0 out of 3 so far. Are you ready for question number 4?
I'm not ready for any of this, honestly.
Question
I'm totally
number 4.
I'm out of my element.
You need to catch your breath and prepare for this one.
I'm done. I'm giving up. I'm not.
Continue. The last one. By converting the approximate distance from the sun in kilometres to dollars...
Jesus Christ, what?
Which of the following rocky bodies roughly represents the worldwide box office performance for the film?
Are you fucking serious?
So, based on... I'll clarify. So, express it as a number of million miles from the sun. Which of these planets is roughly the same number as millions of dollars that the film earned? So, would you like a guess, or would you like me to give you the 4 options?
I don't know. Well, let me. No, hang on a minute. Let me see, because
I'll even give you half a point at the end if you want me to give you the values before you guess.
Uzi head.
Oh, Uzi head, yes.
I like how it's going directly down the middle of his face. That pleases me somehow.
I also want to know whether it's which side of the plastic it's coming out of.
I think you kind of see it see it later on, or see it right now. In fact, it looks like brown sauce. It's sort of coming from underneath this thing.
Absolutely rank. Oh, that's a cool planety thing.
Right. So budgets, movie budgets. When was this movie released? 1997. So I'm gonna say it probably had a budget of. I don't know, 200 million, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe 3. I don't know. I don't know.
200 or 300
million. About. Okay, give me some options here.
So you have option number A.
That is so Star Wars. Look at this.
It is very Star Wars. It's also very Starship Titanic in both the game and the episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I did say number. I did say number A, but we'll go back to letter number 1. A. Mercury. Letter number 2. B. Venus. Letter number 3. C. Earth. Or letter number D. No, letter number 4. Sorry, D. Mars.
I'm so confused.
I'd hate to confuse you.
This is fried my tiny little mind.
This is payback for The Hobbit. Oh, that was the name of those weird little hairy man movies. Something about...
Oh, of course. Yeah, there we go. So you're just going to give me the names of the planets. You're not going to give me like the actual
Would you
distance.
like me to give you the actual distances?
Yeah, I think that would help.
Okay. Well, I mean, no, I'm not. I don't think I should. Okay. Well, okay.
I mean,
okay. Well, I'll give you the distances. Is it Mercury, 57 million miles?
That's more than that.
Is it Venus, 108 million miles?
Ooh, more than that.
Is it Earth, 149 million miles?
Possibly.
Or is it Mars, 228 million miles?
That's the one. That's definitely the one. That's closest to my guess before. I'm sticking with that one.
You were guessing the budget before.
Yeah, but you're saying that the budget is the same as the distance, so 200 million miles is $200 million.
I'm asking you to tell me which represents the worldwide box office performance.
Oh, right, okay.
That's all I
not budgets.
No.
Right. This is ruined me. This has.
I'm glad.
This has thrown me through every single loop in the world.
Dare I say it was somewhat strategic?
Yeah, this is yeah. I can feel you working against me here, and I love it. I'm a big fan.
Good.
fuck. I have no idea. Let's say Earth. Let's go with Earth. Oh, what a surprise.
That's forker wrong. It was, in fact, Mars.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, can I not just get that one? Because I did say that first, even though it was wrong, and I got there by the wrong means.
I'll give you half a point, because I also read you the distances in advance.
God, why am I so desperate for points in this pointless thing?
I don't know, but considering you're not interesting, an interesting round doesn't contain points, and considering you got 0 out of 4 there, you have 0 points. So well done.
Right, I'm pointless. Oh, look who it is. It's
Sweaty Man.
Sweaty Flaily Man. He is actually quite restrained in this, I think. His gestures sort of exaggerated a bit.
He usually is fairly restrained when he has roles like this, but it's just his stand-up I've seen that I just find him so intense that it makes me sweat just looking at him.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like he's just poured a glass of water over his head. He's literally just standing there, just like so active. I mean, he's such a hard worker. He must
very
just, like,
energetic.
Sweat out like a pint a minute. It's insane.
He must be incredibly fit.
Yeah.
Like, he could probably do a big run.
He probably could.
He could do a big run and he'd be fine.
Like, I keep just... All the costumes just look cool. And, like, futuristic
Everything
enough,
looks
but
cool.
also a little bit alien-y enough. And wig or hair?
That's definitely a wig.
You reckon?
Yeah, that's got wig written all over
What
it.
if it was, like, the first time they dyed it and it's still not all ratty and trashed?
No, that definitely had a very wig look about it.
Has he got, like, holographic padding behind him?
I don't know, I think he's got like a screen in front of him and then
He's got 2 Alexas.
The captain has to shout at him through the screen for some reason.
Paradise!
Rod.
I worry that I'd burned through all my fun facts now, but I'm sure more will come up.
Well, I was going to ask actually,
a...
did we go through like the other films that Luc Besson's done?
Yeah, well, we were talking about Valerian. We didn't go through them specifically.
Yeah. Did he do fucking what's it called? That shit with Scarlett Johansson in it.
Which one?
The one where she gets... It's all about like the whole stupid using 10% of your brain bullshit.
Lucy,
that's the one. Jesus Christ, the only film...
And did Nikita as well in 1990.
Lucy, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that is the only film that I have ever actually fallen asleep watching. It is so boring and so bad.
He actually also has writing credits on like Transporter because he helped create the characters and things like Taken as well.
Oh, really? Interesting. Taken
he's
certainly outstayed its welcome, that's for sure.
I had a copy of that, but someone nicked it.
Oh,
sorry, that's a textbook Vic and Bob joke that I stole there, but it is amazing.
Very
have
good.
to give him full credit.
Very good. Oh, it's this guy. It's this guy in his human face.
It's a harsh thing to say to the man. He's an actor.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Do you think, actually, in some way, they would find that offensive? Like he is doing... No, I'm not going to go down that road, actually. Never mind. Abort that banter. That was bad banter. Bad banter alert.
That's because you didn't get any points on the quiz. It's damaged you.
It has damaged me.
Oh, yeah, the aria. So this is Luc Besson's wife.
Right. See, it's difficult because there's a lot of like post-production.
Fiancé.
Right. There's a lot of effects and everything applied to it. Or actually, is it? I don't think there is actually. I think
they did do it live, but according to, again, some other fun facts that I haven't written down, but recall, Bruce Willis's reaction is genuine because it was the first time he'd seen and heard it all in one go.
Yeah, like I think like she has like there's she has got like a massive range.
Yeah.
But I think that's like natural. I think she can actually do that, like go incredibly low to incredibly high, which is fucking impressive. Like I couldn't do that.
Even the holographic Doctor in Star Trek Voyager couldn't do that without modifying his program to the point where he'd be deleting important parts of himself.
Okay.
And then the alien race that loved him singing stole his image and created their own version of him that could sing that kind of shit.
Voyager was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you remember the one where they go warp 10?
Oh, yeah, and they turn into lizards. Like
Yeah,
Tom Paris and Janeway turn into lizards and have babies.
Yeah, and they leave them behind on the planet.
Yeah.
They don't think about the Prime Directive or anything.
Yeah.
It was very unusual behaviour. You think
does the Prime Directive apply in that situation? Because they've essentially...
They're contaminating a world.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Whatever happens, they can't stay there.
Yeah.
Don't interfere with pre-warp civilizations. You can't ask permission to be there.
Well, the Borg probably got to them in the end anyway, so who cares?
Well, then they'd have all Janeway and Thingy's memories, because clearly they're all like genetic memory weird warp 10 lizard beings. It's like supreme being. They're like the perfect evolution of humanity. That's the whole idea. We're headed to Salamander Land. Salamander Land does sound really fun now I've said it out loud.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Has he got...
I like this guy as well.
Looks like Phil Jupitus.
Yeah, does a bit. Like I was saying before, it's like these characters that are only on screen for like a couple of minutes at most, and they look so cool, and
they just feel established and settled.
Yeah, like you can.
Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I think
you can tell that they have been written. You know.
I hope I muffled that a bit.
That's fine. That's fine. The perils of recording live.
Also, the perils of pollen, I'm sure. It's been very dry today.
Yeah. Windy,
I kind of wish we had the sound on to actually hear what she's singing.
Is that close, do you think?
That's really tickled me, thanks.
Well, that wasn't my intention.
My
Jesus. I apologise. I will never ever do that again.
Do you think if they made this now, she'd have loads of really moving tentacles in CGI and would look really janky?
Yeah, I think if they made this now, it would be Valerian, wouldn't it?
Oh, God.
It would just be a fucking mess.
Gotta use practical shit.
Yeah, although I think there was quite a lot of practical stuff in that movie.
True.
I honestly can't remember because I saw it once and it was like watching a migraine happening, and I made it to the end. I liked the sequence at the start where they're like welcoming all the aliens. That was quite fun.
Just kick a metal sword in half.
Yeah, probably.
That's pretty impressive.
She's
That's some speed on it.
She's a supreme being.
I forget, yeah.
She's got all the DNAs and all the genetics. She can do 1 billion flips.
That looks like a Lego Star Wars gun.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
It has like a sort of separate scopy bit, but was just the same diameter as the barrel.
Punched him right in the kisser.
Just do some Three Stooges.
Yeah, it's very Three Stooges.
Oh, well, she's been watching it though, of course, hasn't she?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
I like how that other guy just stood there and let himself get punched. That was very good.
Yes, apparently that was a real reaction from him. They're just like, what the hell was that? Was amazing. At least he didn't go whoop, 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 whoop. To sort of tie up the Three Stooges thing.
You confused me there because you did Zoidberg.
Well, Zoidberg is the Three Stooges.
Well, that's true.
Of course I'm doing that.
You can't help do that.
I don't think it's possible for me to do that noise without doing Zoidberg hands.
Yeah. Now you're actually scuttling across the floor like a crab. That's incredible.
Silently as well.
I'm impressed.
I'm glad. I've practiced. Those guns are awesome. They've got like the Knight Rider light on the front. I've forgotten about that. Hello, Michael. What would you like me to shoot, Michael?
Just drive.
Please state a weapon specification, Michael.
Oh no, wait, we're talking about Knight Rider gun. It could probably drive as well. It probably folds out into a little scooter or something.
It's got homing bullets. They can just fire it up its own backside and shunt it along.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? He was showing off all the cool shit. I mean, maybe that was just like the prototype model, and all the the actual production ones, they couldn't afford to put all the special features in, so it's just a fancy looking machine gun.
Maybe. Do you think they scammed it all? No, he was testing.
I think everybody's scamming everyone in this. I think it's just
true.
well on the bad guy side anyway. They're all just like being bad guys, you know.
Oh, that's great.
It's very
bit
good.
coming up when he shoots the circle around Ruby. Really anticipating it.
So this must be the bit where Zorg and what's his face briefly cross paths.
Maybe.
Because I mean, they're in.
It's a blink and you miss it moment, I believe.
Oh no! No.
Yeah, but it turns out they literally never interact, and it's I just wouldn't have remembered that. I would have thought they would have had some face off at the end, but
yeah, it's interesting. It's
it works.
It's good that they don't do that because that would be a
They
bit
don't need to.
tropey.
I mean, does Gary Oldman even interact with Ian Holm?
Yes,
He does?
Yeah, they did earlier on.
Oh, okay.
Remember the bit where I was saying where the
yes,
thing
of
looked
course.
like a halo and the thing with the thing?
More circles behind him, sort of.
Yeah, round things anyway.
I bet that's an actual standard off-the-shelf clock timer. Like just
Yeah,
things
probably. Yeah.
I love that sort of shit. I had various things of props as a kid, and I always wanted to make them into them. Just like a random object. There was one of my friends had the specific model of clock that was used for the prop of the 29th century Star Trek tricorder, and I was like, that's the most amazing thing ever. I had very simple tastes growing up.
The Fifth Element. She said the name of the film.
Oh, dang.
Actually, they said the name of the film right at the start of the film, so
That's true. I do wonder what her plan was for. Well, we know that.
I think this was the
What
plan.
was the
I
plan?
think she probably got some future seeing powers, and was like,
Oh right.
you know, not to the point
The
where she could
only way
like
to do
change the future, but she was like, you know, this is the way this has to go, kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know if I would electively have things surgically implanted in me. How did she get the stones in her?
She swallowed them probably. I don't know.
She's got some big pipes on her. Must be able to
We
sing
don't know. We don't know.
trained-
We do not know how this species functions.
I keep getting distracted by this IMDb tab that seems to want to just show a trailer to me all the time.
Yeah, it'll do that.
Putting that away. Put it out here.
He's so panicked. He's so upset.
Oh god, we're really watching this intensely now. This is getting quite good.
Yeah, it's difficult to commentate over a action scene.
Yeah, we should be audio describer. He's pointing a gun at the back of his head, mouthing words, whilst Corbin Dallas performs a move to flip him forward and hold a gun against the.
I think you're.
I'm too far behind.
Yeah, you're
But
not very good at this.
No, I'm not. But there's something really bland about the way they do that. I quite like the audio description stuff.
Well, it has to be as universal as possible, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
He reaches
Personally,
a hand
I
into
would-
the dead lady's torso.
I would just not do that. I would just be like, nah,
Rummaging
sorry,
around, he pulls out a stone.
I'm not. I'm
and
not.
3 more. Yeah, he's just totally free.
Yeah, that don't.
Impress any much?
Just get on with it, mate. Just rip the Band-Aid off. I'm with Ruby on this one. Just get it over with.
You just shot that guy, didn't you? Think he'll be okay? No. No, he won't. Come on, my man. I can hear it without even having the audio on. You can hear him. He's brilliant. Super green.
Super green. Did you mention who plays the president?
I did indeed, but I should repeat. I think I did only briefly cover it. Tom Lister Jr. I missed.
Oh yeah.
He was in Friday with Chris Rock. He was in The Dark Knight. Jackie Brown. Like, he's had hundreds of credits since 1984. Like hundreds.
Right.
He's been in loads.
Who was he in The Dark Knight?
I don't know actually. I didn't make a note of that
because I can picture him in it. But
let's just do a quick little checkaroo. God, I'm saying weird words today. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Checkaroo.
He was a tattooed prisoner. No, he wasn't. Obviously, didn't have a big role.
Okay.
A prisoner, presumably.
Right.
And it's The Dark Knight, so it's the one with the Scarecrow, isn't it? So it's obviously
No, that was Begins. That was Batman Begins. The Dark Knight's the one with the Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker.
Is it the first one with the Scarecrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Ra's al Ghul.
That's him as well.
Oh, okay, I forgot. I don't like those movies.
Well,
I've only seen them all once.
You have appalling taste.
I just don't think Batman is boring.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Although The Batman was actually quite good.
Oh, Batman. Yeah, it was really good.
The recent one, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was a bit long, a bit overlong, and I could have done with a few less repeat playings of that goddamn Nirvana song.
I've got one more question for you.
Oh, okay.
Which is the best performance or rendition of Batman ever? There is only one correct answer.
Well, interesting. I don't know. You're probably going to have some stupid answer for it, but I don't know. That's tricky because they all bring something different to it.
I can tell you which one is the most comprehensively amazing.
I mean, I'm probably no. I was going to go Adam West because that was very faithful to the Batman of that era.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think it's. Well, no, actually, it is a good performance.
I'm afraid the correct answer.
I didn't say that was my final answer.
Oh dear. I've spoiled that that's not the correct answer.
Well, I didn't think it was the correct answer anyway, so that's fine. Who was next? I guess after that. Are we including TV appearances? Because there haven't actually been that many of that.
I think what I will actually specify, it's not really like the performance of Batman.
Oh wait! It's Kevin Conroy.
Well, that's a strong second.
Oh, gee. Well, whoever's first is going to be bloody good.
I'm not talking about the performance of it specifically. I'm talking about which is the best all-round rendition of the Batman story, which is the one standalone piece of material that stands on its own amongst the clouds of brilliance that is the best piece of Batman ever made.
I mean, Batman Forever's pretty good. I don't know.
The correct answer is Lego Batman.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I mean...
And the fact that you didn't immediately poo-poo that proved no point, because there's no reason it's not, and it's absolutely amazing. And just look past the Lobster Thermidor thing and you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's a fine joke.
It's a fine guy.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ray Fiennes doing like machine gun sounds that sound more like actual guns. Like absolute crazy machine gun noise.
Yeah, Lego Batman. It's pretty good.
It's the best Batman.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's in terms of encompassing, as you say, encompassing the entirety of Batman. I mean, it literally does do that. So, you know.
Oh god, here's clumsy Mr. Sweaty Man.
Yeah, he's looking a bit oily there, but then he's been in a gunfight. The poor fella.
True. Did you notice? I just got a minute ago. The font used for the signs in the back. It's like sort of Futurama font, but it actually is real text, so you can read it. It looks kind of all spacey and weird.
Yeah,
like runic. Oh, he's like 4 on the left, 3 on the right.
Probably, you probably wouldn't do that for like an emergency sign. You would probably have it written in the clearest text possible.
I was reading the sign on the door that said staff only, so I think
that's an important sign.
Is it?
You don't want to go into a staff only area, and if you're not staff, they will literally tear you apart. Have you not remember that episode of Doctor Who with in the school with the
Cybermen.
Or that,
Poor Martha's cousin.
Mm.
You know, she looked exactly like Martha. Some sort of multi-temporal spatial duplicity thing.
Yeah, like what's her face from
Jones.
Torchwood? Yeah,
Eve Miles.
Yeah,
playing Eve Miles and Eve Miles. So funny that
they've all got their fawning acolytes.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? I don't know.
Orbiters.
Yeah. I think they're more than orbiters. I think they seem to be genuinely enamoured
groupies.
of...
We'll say groupies.
Groupies. The fact groupies, I don't know.
Ruby Rod has groupies.
Ruby
Rod has groupies.
I'm tempted to, at least with Ruby Rod and his entourage, as you were. Entourage is a good word. But I'm tempted to say polycule, in fact.
Polycule?
Yeah.
For Ruby Rod?
Yeah.
You might be right.
Not a single one of those many bullets even scratched her. But then she's probably got like healing factor.
What's this with all the numbers? I've never seen a countdown before. What could this possibly mean?
It's a ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
No.
How could he not have liked this film?
I don't know.
What was it? What did the bit of trivia that you read? Did it give his reasoning for not liking it? I can't remember.
He was just singing for his supper. I think that's all the description he gave. Let me clarify here. So he was filming. Gary Oldman was doing a movie, Nil by Mouth, and Luc Besson helped partly finance it.
Right.
For that reason, he says it was me singing for my supper because Luc had come in and partly financed the film. And when asked if he liked it 3 years after he said that, apparently he said, "Oh no, I can't bear it."
Well, fair enough, I guess.
That's just sad. I mean, to be honest, it's probably quite an embarrassing performance for someone like him, but it's actually very good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a very decent actor. It's probably like ridiculous seeing yourself in that stupid get-up doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't like the aesthetic and the tone of it all. Maybe he didn't really dig
probably.
it. He was just doing it for a favour, you know? Like,
I guess. Yeah. Fair enough. You like what you like.
Yeah. Oh, that was it!
That was it! In fact, they weren't even...
They didn't even see each other.
I don't think they were
at the same time.
I don't think they were actually even in...
They just crossed paths.
In shot at the same time. I think...
So they were probably only on set together for a day.
Probably
just
not even
to film
that
scene.
Yeah, I would need to rewind that and go frame by frame, but I am pretty certain that they don't actually appear on the screen.
They're in the same shot.
Yeah, but not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
That's very interesting.
Ding.
Do I get a point now?
You don't get points.
I already got a point for that one anyway.
For which one?
For that. Oh no, wait, because
you don't get points for that. I wanted to give you points for that. You didn't want the points. So
well,
you abandoned the option for points, I'm afraid.
You could have just given me some courtesy points. Jesus. See, now I wouldn't be hanging. I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait until.
There's a lot of fives in this movie. That was another pointless fact.
Okay. Well, right. Fair enough. Yeah. But even so, I wouldn't wait to put the thing in. I would just put the thing in, you know.
Yeah, it's the fifth element 5.
Yes, I get
it.
I get it. Yeah, I got it.
There's another one there, like another 5.
Yeah. For the honour. You guys aren't honourable. You're murdering thieves. Kaboom!
Well, Zorg, you got what you deserved for being.
You've been Zorged.
Spineless little fuckhead.
See, this is very Star Wars as well. This is very Return of the Jedi, getting out of the Death Star.
I feel like the cockpit's a bit Rick and Morty.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess. What about it is particularly Rick and Morty?
Or just
Is it the bubble?
The glass domey bubble bit, and when you're closer in, the controls look better. I don't know. Actually, he's got a steering wheel, hasn't he? He's got flight yoke and stuff in that. I can't remember.
I don't know. I got very sick of that show. Oh,
that guy's from earlier.
He's undone his tie though. That's unprofessional. That's deeply unprofessional.
We're saved.
Yeah, you're not saved yet. Somebody has to learn the value of human existence.
And
I'm sure you'll get there by the end of this.
That quiz really damaged you, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I've turned into a monster. I've become what I hate the most.
I apologise.
A vile troll.
Not just a regular troll, a vile troll.
A vile troll.
A vile troll.
Google Assistant, what are you doing? Shut up.
It's got to pay the troll toll.
Dayman. Oh
my god, I forgot about that. I still need to see the musical episode they did. They did a show and recorded.
Yeah, that's what that's from.
No, but there's an episode of it where they do a show. And there's also a whole show they
actually
do. They actually do it and do it a bit better. Like more songs and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, dang man.
Yeah, you were a bit preemptive with the old shampers there, mate.
So we've not actually solved the issue yet.
So you know that
we're still fucked.
The big fireball in space. It's still happening. Yeah.
It's not great actually. We're not in a great position right now. Oh, Star Wars door.
Yeah, this is all Star Warsy, isn't it?
This is more like the Matrix with the architecture, all the screens in a purple hue. It's the purple-hued Matrix room.
Yeah.
Thus you remain irrevocably human.
Consequentially, apropos of the big
Concordantly! Concordantly!
Don't you Will Ferrell at me.
You got the reference, it's fine.
Cannot stand Will Ferrell. Well, I stand
really
him,
liked that bit, actually.
That's probably the best thing that he's done.
Yeah.
That and there was a little short where it's him arguing with a little kid, and the little kid is like his landlord.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
I've seen that. That was quite good. Everything else he's done, utter garbage.
I don't know, he's done a couple of good things. And he's done... There was a thing he did with slightly more serious acting.
War! Huh! What is it good for?
What was it called? Stranger Than Fiction. And it was narrated
Oh,
and
yeah.
Emma
That was pretty good.
Thompson. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was not bad.
For what it was. It was, quite just fun little sort of zany little film. And he was quite good in it.
Yeah. Quite heartfelt as well.
Maggie Gyllenhaal in it as well, I think.
Oh, maybe. I can't really remember.
Might be mixing films up.
I don't understand why she's so horrified. I mean, obviously, it's Nazis and war and nuclear explosions. But she's the supreme being, and she's been kicking and murdering people left, right, and centre.
I think the issue is she's still vulnerable to nuclear weapons.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
We've already established that burning up and re-entry will incinerate all but her hand, so I think a nuke might do a bit of damage.
They must have wasted a lot of time putting those glowy sticks around the place.
Why?
Well, it just must have taken them a while to do it, because there's lots of them, and they're on the clock here, you know?
Is there like a specific position for each platform?
Yes.
Or is it
They're about to explain the thing. Basically, you match the symbols up with the symbols.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to...
Oh, no, I forgot they had matching symbols.
And then you have to
add the wind,
add
the
element of it, yeah.
Aren't the wind and the earth ones, or the wind and the water ones, essentially the same but upside down? So how do you know which one's which? Because he's got the earth one there, right?
Question.
But the other one... he's got the water, and that one's obviously fire. And then is the other one...
I think it's maybe a different number of lines, perhaps? I don't know. Well, no, that would make sense, because they've all got 5 lines on them, don't they? I think that's kind of the point, how the whole...
There's a lot of 5s.
A lot of 5s. They've got 5 on it, as it were.
I've just realised we didn't do the whole multipass comment.
Lilo Dallas multipass.
Multipass. Yeah, you get a multipass. We got it.
He knows it's a multipass.
It's a multipass. We got it. No worries.
Forget about it. New York, baby!
You're now making me think of Mickey Blue Eyes.
I apologise for that. I don't really know what Mickey Blue Eyes is, to be honest.
It was Hugh Grant. I don't think I ever saw the film, but I think the trailer was on a VHS tape that I watched a few times. I think I saw it a few times. You know, one of those films.
Yeah.
And there was a sequence in the trailer where he's trying to do an American accent to try and sound like tough. I think he's got to pretend to be some mafia guy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Blue, and doing all this really terrible like acting. And when you know he's in Paddington and he's so good, you know he's a good actor. He can do voices. So he was good at doing a bad voice.
Yeah,
it's quite impressive. Little Hugh Grant fact there, or opinion. Oh yeah, just give up and breathe on it.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Get on with it, yeah. He's sweatier than flipping Lee Evans. Although it is the end of the world, I suppose, so fair enough. My God, they're figuring it out.
He's getting it! He's getting it! Wind blows.
They're all very hesitant to do the thing they need to do. I suppose it's building tension, isn't it? Yeah. It's so tense!
What if you, sweaty one, go to the wet thing. Earth, sand, easy. Yeah, so the Earth is straight lines horizontally at the bottom.
Right. Water is
wavy lines.
Horizontal wavy lines.
Air is wavy lines at the top.
And fire.
Fire is wiggly lines going up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, air and water are the same.
Ruby, you do have fire, mate. You are fire.
You are fire, yes.
Just the heat of your presence should be enough.
You yourself are named after a hot laser beam. Ruby Rod.
Is that true?
Sort of. That's how the early lasers are. They're ruby rods. Oops, excuse me, knocking things.
Oh, like as in rods of
ruby.
Rods
yes.
of ruby. Don't blow it out. Don't go out.
Mirrored on the outside and focuses it and pulses out.
They've done it. They've saved the day.
Do you think this would have been fun to see somebody like Cornelius frantically getting on his knees and trying to rub two sticks together, or like pulling out like a
Cornelius?
The priest, Ian Holm.
Oh, yeah.
Cornelius. Pay attention. Sorry, pod clock.
So I only know him from The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. Yeah, that's a film that we watched. But
he's barely in it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no! It keeps getting brought back up. We can never be without it. It will never leave our minds. We are poisoned by it.
It's infected all of society.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it, didn't we?
Yes. It's like a blight.
If you're curious, why not go back and listen to
they're talking about
the whole
love.
thing?
They're talking about the power of love. Come on, we're
love.
going to say today with the power of love.
It's the power of love.
But love will tear you apart.
But it's the power of love, though.
It's a curious thing.
Let's save the world, you know. It's the fifth element.
It is.
See, she's that's not the fifth element. Love is the fifth element. Because love is the thing that keeps
You know what? I've
humanity
just realised
together.
how Captain Planet works now. Because it's Earth, Wind, Water, Fire, and Heart. Of course, it's love. The fifth element
Yeah,
has
but
to
what
be
was
love.
what was Heart's actual powers?
Love.
Yeah, but what does that mean? How do you weaponize?
Now you're criticising the film. Now you're saying that.
No, I'm criticising Captain Planet.
Don't criticise Captain Planet. He's a hero. He's going to bring pollution down to zero.
Well, he better bloody get on it. He's not done a very good job so far.
Well, he's
has he?
been off air for about 40 years.
Well, he could have just done it when he was on air. You know?
God, has he really been off air for it was like at least 30 years, isn't it?
Well,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
a very long time ago. Shooty laser! Shooty laser,
before shooty
save
lasers
the
were
day. Shoot a laser. Yeah, is this like the original
Skybeam?
blue
No.
laser Skybeam?
Almost certainly not. I can imagine that laser skybeams have been in films forever.
I mean, it's got to be one of the first like main ones, you know, the first.
Is he wearing
really popular ones?
Is he wearing string sleeves? Like string vest sleeves?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't understand what benefit that would give him.
It's fashion, baby.
But is he really that trendy a guy? Or is that just like what the fashion's like in 300 years?
Yeah, it's fashion.
Fair enough.
So they just kind of gloss over the fact that the
A lot of
Earth
sweaty
has a
looking people in
new
this movie.
moon. Because that's going to cause some problems, you would think.
Oh no, the moon's an egg, it's fine.
Don't do it. Don't do that.
The moon's an egg.
Shh, stop now.
Chris Chibnall didn't stop.
Yeah, well, he has now.
Oh, he has actually. Yeah.
They finally got him. He broke into the BBC and stole the Doctor Who thing and just ran away with it. And they finally tracked him down and wrestled it from him.
I reckon those two probably took a sample cell of Lilu and made another couple of clones after how much they were creeping over the beginning. They're just
I
not
don't.
telling the president.
No, I suppose they maybe could have picked up a stray hair or something like that. I guess.
As long as it wasn't too damaged by the bleach.
Unless.
Oh, we'll give them a minute. They're fucking in the tube right now.
Unless she was wearing the wig, in which case you wouldn't have been able to, you know.
Yeah, she is definitively days old at this point, isn't he? Isn't she?
Let's not think about that, shall we? It's
It's
let's-
Corbin's mum.
Let's go with the genetic memory thing, shall we? Because that makes it marginally less creepy.
Okay. Another fun fact before the film ends.
Yeah.
The actress who plays Corbin Dallas's mum, this is her only credit ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
And that looks like 4 keys from a chip and pin machine. Prop keys.
It's very blue in there, in more ways than one.
Let's hope they don't have that UV light in there.
Good lord.
And on that note to end,
Oh.
what a great fade to credits. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
That's a very good movie.
It is a great
It's a very
movie.
good movie. And I hope you all had fun listening to this, if you were just listening to it, and watching along if you were watching along. And yeah,
I hope you did, yeah.
we'll see you on the next one. I don't have anything else to add.
No, nor do I. I think that was just amazing, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.